training, eating clean, and still not growing? The problem isn't what you're missing. It's what you're doing wrong without knowing it. There are 5 healthy foods you eat daily that are silently sabotaging your progress. Not because they're bad, but because you're consuming them in a way that destroys your gains. Point number 2 is going to make you rethink everything. Number 5, giant fit salads. Let's start with something you probably ate yesterday, the giant healthy food salad. It's full of vegetables, zero processed stuff. You see that green thing and think you're winning. Even a lot of gym goers believe salad is their secret weapon. Here's the uncomfortable truth. A giant salad makes you feel completely full, absolutely satiated. But nutritionally speaking, you just consumed 200 calories and maybe 8 grams of protein. That's nothing for someone who needs to be in a caloric surplus to grow. The problem? After eating that half-kilo salad, you're so full that you can't eat what actually matters. You can't get in the carbs you need to perform in your training. You can't get the complete protein your body needs to repair muscle fibers. Researchers from the University of California found that athletes who ate large salads without added protein had deficits of 15 to 20% in daily caloric intake compared to their goals. That deficit you don't notice is what steals 2 years of gains from you. People then wonder, why do I eat healthy but don't grow? Because healthy is not the same as effective. Quick fix. Keep the salad. But stop being an idiot about it. Make it a side, not the meal. Base all the vegetables and greens you want, but now add 150 to 180 g of real protein. Chicken, tuna, eggs, beef. It has to be the star. 150 to 200 g of measurable carbs. Rice, potato, quinoa, whole grain bread. Don't estimate. 15 to 20 g of fats. Avocado, olive oil, measured nuts. Now your salad isn't a disguised appetizer. It's an actual meal that gets you to your goal. Number 4, high-protein flavored yogurt. Let's talk about something more controversial. Those colored yogurts that say high protein on the label. You see 20 g of protein and think, perfect, my ideal snack. Well, prepare for an uncomfortable truth. That's not a snack. It's dessert disguised as fitness food. These yogurts have between 15 to 25 g of added sugar, sometimes more. And that sugar comes with artificial flavors, sweeteners, and a chemical combination that your brain interprets exactly like dessert. So, guess what happens? You eat one and half an hour later you're hungry. Or worse, you trigger cravings that destroy your whole day. I know people who eat one of these protein snacks at 4 p.m. and by the end of the day, ended up eating an extra 800 calories just because that yogurt fired up the craving machine. A 2021 meta-analysis published in Nutrients showed that consuming highly sweetened beverages and foods under the healthy label generates a phenomenon called caloric compensation. People then eat 12% more throughout the rest of the day to compensate without realizing it. 12%. That's 200, 300 extra calories you didn't plan for. The worst part? Industrial high-protein yogurt has a pretty mediocre protein-to-calorie ratio. 20 g of protein in 180 calories sounds good, but that's 9 calories per gram of protein. A chicken breast has 1.2 calories per gram of protein. You're eating unnecessary fat and sugar. Quick fix. Forget flavored yogurt from the factory. Go for plain Greek or Icelandic without added sugar. Yes, it's less tasty. Yes, it tastes weird at first. But you're trying to grow, not win a flavor contest. If it needs flavor, add measured fruit, a handful of strawberries, small banana, or pure honey. 1 teaspoon not eyeballed. Now you have clean protein without the cascade of cravings that comes after. Number 3, granola, healthy bars and fit snacks. Now something that's going to generate comments. Granola, fit bars, those snacks you see influencers eating in videos while training saying, they're super high protein, bro. Look at the back of any fit bar. 100 calories, 80 calories, 50 calories that don't fill anything, but they're loaded with fat and sophisticated sugars that your stomach absorbs in 5 minutes. And there's the problem. Those snacks are calorie dense but nutrient light. They're a bullet of empty calories that destroys your hunger without giving you what you need. You eat a 50 g protein bar at 11 a.m. It weighs 85 grams. It has 350 calories. Only 12 g of that advertised protein is real. The rest is inulin fiber. Synthetic fiber doesn't count. And now, your stomach is busy digesting something that doesn't fill you. Result: at 2 p.m. you need to eat again. Your total protein intake is still low. Your calories are a mess. And you think you eat well. The worst part, those snacks create the illusion that you ate something important. Your mind relaxes. I already got my protein for the day. But no, you just ate a piece of marketing candy. Verifiable data. A 2023 analysis in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition compared athletes using protein bars versus athletes eating whole foods. Those eating bars reported 23% less satiety and needed to eat 18% more times throughout the day to maintain energy. Quick fix. Forget fit bars as your main snack. Use them only in mobility emergencies. Travel, work. Your real snack, protein first. A container of cottage cheese, 150 to 200 g. Greek yogurt without sugar plus fruit. A whole grain sandwich with chicken breast. Whey protein plus oats plus banana. These are real foods. They'll fill you. They'll count toward your real protein. They'll keep your progress. Granola. It's not a snack. It's a topping. 1 spoonful over yogurt. Period. Don't base your snack on granola. Number 2. Nuts and peanut butter by eye. Here comes what's going to touch a nerve. A handful of almonds. A little peanut butter. That thing you do without weighing. That thing you think is fine. I'm going to be direct. If you don't weigh it, you're eating double what you think. Scientifically speaking, human ability to estimate portions of dense things is practically non-existent. A Cornell University study showed that when people estimate portions of fatty things without weighing, they have an average error of 89%. 89%. That's not a small error. That's being blind. 20 almonds, 160 calories, 14 g of fat. Seems little. 40 almonds, what most people eat without realizing, 320 calories, 28 g of fat. You're already throwing away 1/3 of your daily fat intake on a snack you probably ate while answering messages. Peanut butter is even worse. 2 tablespoons, 190 calories, 16 g of fat. Most people eat 4 or 5 tablespoons eyeballing it. That's 475 calories, half a meal. And the worst part, it's 40 g of fat in something that wasn't even very filling. Now look what happened. You used a bunch of calories and fat to not meet your protein quota, not meet your carb quota. And yeah, you probably didn't even reach your caloric goal to grow because you blew the budget on unnecessary fat. This happens all the time with athletes who say, I eat well, but don't grow. They eat nuts like they're air and then wonder why their macros are a mess. Quick fix. One simple rule. If you don't weigh it, it doesn't count. Nuts and peanut butter have a place in your diet, but as a tool, not as just in case. Need extra calories? Use nuts, but weigh them. 25 g of almonds, 160 calories. Measured. 2 exact tablespoons of peanut butter, 190 calories, with a measuring spoon. Now it's part of your plan, not an accident that destroys your macros. If you want to snack between meals without thinking, eat shredded chicken. Eat hard-boiled eggs. Real protein, no surprises, no estimates. Number 1. Detox green smoothies. And here comes number 1, the one that's going to generate the most comments. Green detox smoothies. People come to the gym, lift heavy, and then think, I need a green smoothie to clean myself out. It has spinach. It has kale. It has coconut water. It has lemon. Everything sounds like medicine. So they drink it. And look at the result. They feel like they're eating well. They feel like they're taking care of themselves. But what they really did was replace a meal with a liquid that disappears from their stomach in 45 minutes. A typical smoothie, 300, 400 calories. But 200 of those come from fruit, banana, mango, pineapple. Maybe 20 to 30 g of protein if you added powder. And 0 fat to keep you satiated. Result? 45 minutes later, you're hungry again. And now, your protein intake is low because you ate something that technically wasn't food. The worst part? People think they're being healthy. I drink my green smoothie, and that's it. But what they really need is a solid meal that keeps them satiated until the next intake. Data from the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism. From 2020, Liquid foods generate 36% less satiety than solid foods with the same caloric content. Your stomach does not feel like it ate when it drinks something liquid, even if calories are equal. Now add it up. You're replacing real meals with liquids you don't feel. Your protein drops, your hunger spikes. You train with low energy. You don't grow. And you blame your metabolism. Quick fix. If you want a smoothie, make it a real meal, not some detox story. The formula: 40 to 50 g of protein, whey, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, 50 to 70 g of carbs, banana, oats, cooked potato, 10 to 15 g of fats, avocado, butter, coconut oil, fiber, oats, flaxseed, vegetables. Now it's a real meal. It's going to fill you. It's going to count toward your goal. If you don't have those ingredients, just don't make the smoothie. Eat chicken with rice. Period. A detox that leaves you hungry is just pretty marketing for food that doesn't work. Look, there's something the fitness industry doesn't want you to understand. Building muscle is science, not art. You need to be in a caloric surplus. You need consistent protein. You need recovery. None of that is debatable. But what is debatable is how you get there. And here's the dirty game. There are thousands of brands, influencers, and companies making money by selling you foods that seem like the solution, but are actually puzzle pieces that never fit together. High-protein yogurt that triggers cravings. Bars that don't fill you. Salads that fill you with nothing. Nuts you count by eye when you really ate double. And smoothies that replace meals without your knowing. Each one individually might not be the end of the world, but together, in a nutritional strategy most people follow without realizing it, it becomes the reason why people don't grow. Now, one more thing. Here's a problem almost everyone faces. They know what to do, but they don't know how to do it. They know they need protein, but they don't know exactly how much for their weight. They know they need calories, but they don't know if they should be in a surplus of 300 or 500. They know they should train, but they don't know if their routine is aligned with their nutrition. That's why in my next video, I'm going to tackle something very few talk about: how to eat if your life only allows you to train 3 days a week. Because yes, it's possible, but only if you structure your nutrition in a very specific way that most people don't. It's going to sound different from what you've heard. It's going to contradict what some influencers say. And it's probably going to work better than anything you've tried. So hit play on that video now. It's on screen. Don't miss it.